Okay, let's go ahead with part two. In part one, we talked about the angle addition posture where we took the red angle, which was 45 degrees, the blue angle, which we did not know, it was X. Now the blue angle can be written two different ways. It could be written angle COB and angle BOC. Now here's one thing. If you'll notice that both the red and the blue, as well as the whole green angle, they all have the common endpoint of O. Since they have that, I cannot name this angle O. So angle O is out. Because it is not a standalone angle, it's not by itself. I have one, two, as you can see, three angles that share a common vertex point. So therefore, as running the vertex by itself, that is out. So make a note of that. All right. But anyway, long story short, the measure of angle BOC COB is 78 degrees. And don't forget the degree symbol. Now, if you're typing it on Canvas, don't worry about that. But if you were typing on a homework paper, I would say yes. So just as far as homework quizzes, just give me the numbers. Don't worry about the units, just give me the numbers. All right. Now, this is the same question we had before, but this time we have a little bit different wording. So we'll keep the red angle as AOB, and that is red is right there. Blue is BOC, it is right there. And then COA is the green angle, it's right there. All right, so the first thing we have to do is we have our formula right here. AOB plus the measure of BOC equals the measure of AOC. That's red plus blue equals green. So let's plug in our components. I have 2x plus 1. That's my red angle. Plus BOC. That's 3x plus 2. That's my blue angle. And then COA, that's the whole thing. It's green, and it's 123. So once I do that, from this point on, it's all algebra. So here, I take 2x plus 3x, that gives me 5x. 1 plus 2 is 3. I know, that's basic addition, but still, I have to say that. Equals 123. Okay, so from here, it's just algebra. Subtract the 3. So now we got 5x equals 120. Divide by 5, and you get x equals 24. Okay. So here's the question. We now have x. We know x is 123. Are we done? The answer, of course, is no. We're looking for the measure of angle AOB and the measure of BOC. So how do we determine the measure of those angles? We simply plug in our value of x. So let's do that. And since this is red, I'm going to call it red. I'm just going to work it in red. AOB is 2 times 24 plus 1, which is 49. BOC is 3 times 24 plus 2, which is 74. And I'll circle that. Now, if you look at that, that kind of makes sense, but let's double check it. If I take 49 plus 74, I should get 123 degrees, which of course I do. So that's good. That's exactly what we're looking for. All right. So here's what we've learned so far for this lesson. The first thing you need to do is when you're done watching this, if you haven't already done so, is go to discussion, read the question, and the question is, how can I, Mr. Burlington, help you through this whole process? The reason I ask this is because, well, I've always asked this of my classes at the beginning of the year, but because this year is so different, it's different for all of us, myself included. How can we make this better for you? And, I can't give you the answers. I can't give you no homework. I have to evaluate. But how can I help you? Just and be honest with me. I can take it. I just want to know what you're thinking. So make sure you complete that. That's like the first, it's a discussion. It's right at the top of this week's module. So make sure you look over and answer that question. All right. Then we talked about an angle. The exterior is on the outside, the interior is on the inside. An angle is formed by two rays that share a common endpoint. That common endpoint is the vertex point. The ways to name an angle are one point on the first ray, the vertex point, and then the point on the second ray. And the order is not important, except the vertex must be in the middle. Always. And if it's a standalone angle like you see here where it's by itself, then you can just name it by its vertex point. Or if there's a number on the inside, then you can name it that way. All right, the types of angles and the angle addition postulate. The angle addition postulate says basically if one part plus another part equals the total big angle. So red plus blue equals the green. All right. Maybe a couple examples of that. So here's what you need to do. You need to get, once you're done with this, you need to get on Canvas and you need to work homework quiz 1-4. That will be due for this coming Friday. And if you have any questions, make sure you email me or you contact me in some way, shape, or form. Have a good day.